Good evening, Ravi. Thank you for joining in today's interview session. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, sir.
Great. So, Ravi, before we proceed, can you give a brief introduction about yourself?
Okay, as you know, my name is Ravi Kumar Prajapat. I'm from Jaipur, Rajasthan. I'm currently working in Udus Technology, which is in Gurugram right now. And I'm my profession, uh, sorry for that. My profile over there is a front-end developer, and I have 1.3 years, 3 years of experience. I have experience in JavaScript, React, Angular, HTML5, CSS3, SCSS. These are all like my skills. And apart from these, my hobby is to watch like movies and play games. And sometimes I have read the books and all. That's all from my intro.
Okay, that's great. So, I would like to know what is the recent project that you have worked in, what all different kinds of technologies you have handled, and if you can elaborate a bit more about the project that you have handled on the technical side of it. Yeah.
Okay, that is like recent project I was working on. It's in communication scaffold, which is like an audio video conferencing application, which has used like React core, React.js, right? And in that I have used WebRTC, which is had a layer of simple peer that is an library of an WebRTC. And for communication with backend, I have used sock.js, which is sockets IO in backend. And I have used for styling and CS like structure HTML5 and CSS3. And that's all about my previous project.
Okay. And what were your major roles and responsibilities for that project?
Okay, like I was the only like senior member of this project,
Mm-hmm.
and my job is to like coordinate with my junior developers, and is to get work done from them. And I have to also uh, like I have made this application from scratch. So the base code which is written by me, and the responsibility of which I took on majorly the uh, like managing all this subordinates of me, and developing the like core structure of that application.
Okay. So, can you talk about the entire workflow of the project and how you used to get the requirement from the client, how you used to define the complexities of each work and delegate the work between your team members? Can you please elaborate on it? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. The clients wants to that yeah, they want a application which is integrated in that dashboard project to communicate with between the employees of this organization. So let's suppose you and I work in a same organization. The client wants that key you and I can communicate in in the environment of that company's software. So that is the requirement of that client. And however, how we make a plan for that in a, like as like in agile methodology. We have divided in multiple sprints. That how uh, how we design that application. And in first sprint I have delivered that base we can say the structure of that project code and all. And we have made quite good uh, progress in 4 to 5 sprints. And in 6 sprints we all able to uh, we all able to communicate with communicate with each other via audio calling. And in 7 to 8 sprint, I think we all able to communicate between video callings and all. So
What is the duration of each sprint?
it's in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So, whenever you, so each sprint had different number of tasks, for example, and you used to
Yeah.
delegate that task to different team members. So suppose in a particular sprint, a task is not been achieved, it's not completed. So what happened to those tasks? Are you guys used to put that as in the backlog, and how you used to address the task later?
So the project is which we are working on, which is completely for all. So there is lot of POCs over there. So many times that the particular scenario will happen. Somehow we will not be able to manage the timely like delivery of that particular task. So in that condition, what we did, like we have to like move to the next sprint that particular task. So we didn't move to backlog. Some of the tasks were moved to backlog, that as we are taking a lot of time to POCs and we are not getting any result about that. So yeah, sure, we move some tasks in backlog, but we tried to like not move in backlog, but we have like we we try to move it further sprints.
So do you used to keep a separate sprint for the backlogs, or you used to
No, no.
incorporate that with the new tasks?
No, sometimes we like pick some task in a like particular sprint of backlogs, right? And but most of the time we will pick one by one in a uh, ongoing sprint.
Okay. Okay. So given a situation, if you are not able to means achieve the assigned task that has been given to you, okay, due to some, it might be due to any dependency, or it might be a problem that you are facing. So in that kind of scenario, how you used to escalate that to your team members, and how you used to find a workaround to get that completed?
Okay, in that situation, like definitely, as I told you, will like if the duration was too long, like we are trying from many days to achieve that particular task. So we'll move to backlog, and after some time we'll start with a new idea, like after that some time we'll all have a meeting about that, how we can like address this issue, right? So that's how like somehow we can manage thing.
Okay, that's great, Ravi. We'll start with the ES6 and React questions. So before
Sure,
that,
sir.
I would like to know what are your skill set? Like you mentioned about ES6, right? ES6,
Yeah.
then React. What about Angular? Have you worked on that?
Angular, yeah, I have Angular experience in Angular. Like my last project was in Angular. It is a
Okay,
dashboard project. Like what we did, like we have made an whole dashboard project. In that dashboard project, uh, there is a team about 14 to 15 in front end only, and all over like the team count, as I know, it's approx 40 to 50, right? So I work
okay,
on that, and
okay, that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, right now you are audible. Might be there is an internet issue from your side.
okay.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I would like to know if I ask you rate yourself in JavaScript like year 6 out of 5, then how much you will rate?
uh, I would rate myself 3.5 to 4.
Okay, and what about React?
React 4.
Okay, fine. So then let's start with the JavaScript or ES6 questions. So if I ask you how do you differentiate JavaScript and ES6, then what will be the answer?
Okay. Basically, ES6 is a version of a JavaScript. ES6, also known as ECMAScript. Every like alternate like into, I think every year has an like new version of ECMAScript. Like okay, I currently don't know what's the like latest version of that, but the major changes were happening in ES6, which is ECMAScript 2015, right?
Hmm.
And in ECMAScript, like basically JavaScript is an uh, like a library of that, and like ES6 is an you can say versioning of that JavaScript.
Okay, and what are new features available in ES6?
Yeah, there are many features like as such as let and const, right, and array destructuring, object destructuring, spread operators, and many more. I like right now not I'm recalling right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
and if I ask specific to one of the feature, that is like late and const, and if I
Okay.
ask you to differentiate late, const, and where,
Okay.
then yeah, how you will
So
differentiate?
okay, so let take first that const is a constant variable. Over there, constant is whenever we assign a value in a constant, it will never the change. It will remains a constant. So that is the constant. And second thing, let and where. Where is an like you can say that it has a global scope of that in a component, right? And if we declare a variable in a global scope, it will run in a whole like component, right? Whenever like it's not depend on a scope of that particular function, right? And in let's suppose if I declare a let in a function, right? So inside that function there is another function. We can't use let in that function also, right? So but in situation of that where if I let's suppose there is a function of get data, right? And there is an inner function. If I declare a variable like where in a get data function, we can like I can use that where inside a inner function. But similarly, we can't do that in with the help of let.
Okay, and how does late and const will behave in case of hoisting?
Okay, like hosting is a method like we can use by using like variable before declaration. We can say that what your question is that okay, let's suppose if let's suppose there is an function which is which needs an variable, but we are not assigning that variable to the let and const when whatever uh, in first of line that I have like declared that number is equal to 1, and in that some of time I am changing that number. But in last line I have like declared that variable as a const. So the last number will remain a constant. After that you can't change that number.
Actually, my question was if we are try to access a late variable before declaration, then what will happen in that case?
Sorry,
If we try to access late variable before declaration, then what will be the output in that case?
if we try to uh, okay, before declaration, in that case you will get variable variable okay, the thing is that you have used hoisting. As of my knowledge, hoisting will like append to that variable also. So
Mm-hmm.
like that, as I told you, like if you if your num variable is 1, then 5, then 3, right? And you console over after the 1, right? So console will print, but the last variable will same, the value will be same. It will not
Okay.
alter that, I think.
And if we compare hoisting between late and where, does it same or is it different?
Hoisting,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
If we compare hoisting with respect of late and where, then in that case, does that same or different?
I think hoisting can be done only on let and const. I think. Uh, I'm not sure about that. Sorry for that.
Okay. Okay. Okay, no worries. We'll move to the next question. Tell me, what are different scopes available in JavaScript?
There are like I think 3 scopes are there. There is a function scope, there is an block scope, there is an like object scope, I think.
Are you sure? Object scope?
No, there is nothing like that. Object scope, function scope, like, block scope, and I'm not recalling last one.
Okay,
Sorry
no
for that.
worries. Okay, no worries. You can explain about the block and function scope.
Okay. Block scope isn't like okay, let's suppose I have declared a class
Okay.
of a class component, like we can say the particular class hasn't had like have a scope of that block. Like block is that what square like square bracket, sorry, it's not square bracket, what we can say, curly braces. In that curly braces is that is a block scope, and function scope is an scope of a function.
For function also we use curly braces, right?
Yeah.
Then does that mean that is particular block scope?
No, I think like function scope isn't limited to that function only. If we initialize function to that like inner function, the scope will remain in the first layer of that function only.
Okay, fine. So Ravi, on this, I would like to ask one practical question on the same concept. Can you share your screen? We'll provide
Yeah,
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it visible?
Yes, I can see. I can see your screen. Just a moment. Let me provide you the link. Okay. Yeah, in the chat section, I have shared CodePen link. Can you open that?
Yeah, just a second, please. You are leaving Zoom process. Okay, is it visible to you?
Yes. Please don't open console. Okay. Close
Okay,
that.
I will close.
Okay. I would like to know the output of this code.
Okay. Text outside function. Print me console.text. Okay. And where text inside. Okay. Text. The inside will call.
What will be the output in this case?
Just a second. Okay. Outside in a string outside.
Any specific reason on this?
Okay. So as we know, like JavaScript runs in a synchronous way, right? So first over here, I have we have like declared the variable text as in outside, right? And function will invoke, like there is a declaration of function, and after that this will invoke. If this invokes, this line will run, and after this, and the console will print this,
Okay.
and
Okay, on line
this
number
will
3.
remain. Yeah.
Okay, on line number 3, we are consoling the text. I would like
Yeah.
to know the scope of that particular variable text, which we are consoling at line number 3. What is the scope of that particular variable?
It's a global scope.
It will refer to global
It's a
scope.
global scope. Yeah.
Okay. So your answer is outside, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now you can open the console and see the output. What will be the output in this case?
It's undefined. Okay, strange.
It's not a strange. Actually, that's the correct output. Okay, no worries. Ravi, you can stop sharing your screen. We'll move to the next question.
Yeah, sure, please.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me, what are different data types available in JavaScript?
There are two types of data types, this is in primitive and non-primitive.
Mhm.
Okay, I guess
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. In primitive, what are different data types are there?
Okay, I'm a little bit confused in that. Primitive, I think holds that the number and string and NaN and all.
NaN. Okay. Only that much?
Uh, no, there are more, but I'm like, as I told you, I'm a little bit confused in that. I'm not recalling right now. Sorry for that.
Okay. Okay. And what about undefined and null?
Okay, undefined and null are the are also said like you are asking me the data type of that, right?
Yeah.
In which data type it's like.
So my question is like, does this null and undefined are data types?
Null and undefined is a data type. I don't think so, because null and undefined are object, right? I think.
Okay. And if I ask you to differentiate between both, then what will be
Okay,
the your answer?
null and undefined. Okay, null is an like defined value. You can say we are not like null is. We can say where equals to name equals to null, where name equals to null, right? It's a defined value, right? But
Mhm.
in case of undefined, like if we type that where name and not assigning to anything, so it will work as an undefined value.
Okay. Only that much difference?
Uh,
What is
as
the
per my
type of?
knowledge, yes.
Okay. What is
Yeah,
type of null?
it's object, I think.
Type of null is object. And what about undefined?
Undefined. Undefined is undefined.
Okay. Undefined type is undefined. Okay. So type of both like type of object, sorry, type of null is object and type of undefined is undefined. Okay. Okay. Fine. And okay. I will share one code about means like on the same concept. Can you please again share your screen? I will share that code with you.
Yeah, I have shared. Is it visible?
Yeah, it's visible. So this time I will put this particular code under the CSS section. Okay.
Okay.
I will save my code. Then once I save, you can refresh, and you are able to, then you can see that. Yeah. Now you can refresh.
Okay.
Just refresh this link.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to know the
Okay.
output of this particular code.
Yeah. Giving this. Console.logs some null and 11 and 6. Not independent, but equals to A and B. So what are the keys? 17. 17. But okay, over there, I'm not sure about that. That we can call function in CSS. Like I haven't never like read about that or used about that.
See, Ravi, it's a JavaScript code, but just I put it under CSS section.
Okay. Like okay, no issues.
Yeah.
Then it will like return always 17.
17. So you mean to say in both cases it will return 17?
17. Yeah.
Any specific reason onto that?
Okay, so like over there we are like giving the arguments like to the sum like null and 20, right? In that case over there we will get parameter a and b, right? In that parameter we are assigning that parameter that to 11 and 6. And by concatenating we are returning that two values. So 11 plus 6 is 17. So in that case we'll give to the both the same.
But at line number 5 we are providing a null and 20 as a parameter, right?
Yeah, null and like 20 will be the parameter, but over there this is an like we can say like this is an argument and this is a parameter. So parameter is like assigning with the 11, so the latest value of a is 11.
Okay, no worries, we'll move to the next question. I will next question will be also practical one. I will paste code
Okay,
under the similar section. Okay, yeah, now you can refresh and you can see new question.
sure, thanks.
Yeah, tell me output of this.
Battery low.
Where okay. So it will be given 20 or undefined. Okay. I'm not sure about that, but my answer is like undefined.
Okay, undefined. Why it is undefined? Any specific reason?
Battery low.
Like JavaScript is synchronous, like JavaScript is synchronous, so it will run as in first of the, and it like over there we can use. No, I'm sorry, not sure about that.
Okay, okay. And at line number 2, instead of where, if we use let, then what will be the output in that case?
No, not sure about that.
Okay, not sure. Okay, no worries. You can stop sharing your screen. We'll move to the next question.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So Ravi, tell me what is closure in JavaScript?
Battery low.
Just a second, please. Sorry, I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, my question is, tell me what is closure?
Okay. Closure is basically the function like there is a function which accepts a like function in a lexical scope.
Okay. Okay. And what is use of that in JavaScript?
Okay. let's suppose I want to like okay, I never use that, but I have like saw an example of that.
Powering on.
Okay.
Not recalling right now. Sorry for that.
Okay, and also you have mentioned like you have worked onto the project from the scratch, right?
Yeah.
So have you implement any design pattern there while working on your project?
You mean CSS, right?
No, no, design pattern in JavaScript or ES6 or React, anything.
No, actually, I think my manager should like do this only.
Okay, you haven't worked on design pattern, or you are not
No,
aware about design pattern in
no.
ES6. Okay, and what about class in JavaScript? Have you used class?
Yeah. In Angular, I have used class-based components. Class is basically an object.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we'll move to the next question. Tell me what are different object methods available in JavaScript?
Okay. Different object methods. Okay, there are many methods like object.assign, object key, object.values, and object dot that is another thing which will give a concatenated value of object and values. So there are many like just
Mhm.
now I am recalling three of them.
Okay. Can you specify any use case of object.keys?
Okay, let's suppose there is an object of like key of Jan, Feb, March, April, and of months, and over there we are getting any counts. So if I
Mhm.
want to get an array of like months, so if I do object dot keys, it will print all the keys of that in a array of that particular object.
Okay. And what about object.values?
Object value similarly as key are working, keys will get an array of that keys of object. It will get the values of the object in
Okay.
an array format.
Okay. And if I want to calculate the length of array, then how we can calculate in JavaScript?
To calculate of list of array, you mean the length, right?
Length, yes. Number of
Yeah,
elements, you can say.
yeah. It's if we do array dot length, it will get the how many elements in that array.
Okay. And with the similar fashion, if we want to calculate a length of an object, then how we can calculate?
Okay, length of object. If you want to get like there is how many keys in that object, right?
Yes.
Okay, we can do this object dot keys and the dot length, so it will get the length of the keys, and there will be the key value pair of that length.
Okay. You mean to say object dot length? Sorry, object dot keys object for the particular array. Sorry, object, and after that you
Dot
will
length.
dot length. Okay, fine. And suppose let's say there is an object, const object. Okay, and if I want to modify that, can we modify that const object?
Okay, const object you can modify, but you can't reassign. Like let's suppose there is an object of my full name, right? Let's say my details object const equals details equals to full name and last name and these things. And if you want to like change my name, you
Mhm.
can surely do, but you can't reassign this particular variable.
Okay, and let's say suppose if I want to restrict user like means programmer to not modify that particular const object, then is this possible in JavaScript? And if yes, then how?
Okay. Okay. There's a thing. There's a method which is, I think, I'm not recalling, by with freeze. Okay. Yeah. So by using freeze, we can like freeze that particular object, and we will not able to modify anything in that object.
Are you sure about that? We can't
Yeah,
modify?
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fine. We'll move to the next question. Tell me what is call apply bind?
Call apply bind. Okay, I have read about that but never use.
Mhm.
Uh, call apply bind is an, I think, like method. No, not sure about that, but like I have to read about that.
Okay, okay, no worries. Do you heard about map reduce filter functions?
Yeah, these are all iteration methods of
Mhm.
array.
And what is benefit of using that?
Okay, you are meant to say why we need that these methods instead of for loop, right?
Yeah.
So like in for loop, we loop throughout the index, right?
Mhm.
And in map, filter, find, there like these all can use in the like respective areas, right? Let's suppose if I want to update a value of every element in a array, so we will
Mhm.
use a map. Map will map will do, map will update the same array
Mhm.
uh, which we are using for iteration, right? And for filtering, if I want to filter some elements, let's suppose there is a number of array which has an 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and I want to get the numbers which is more than 5. So in simply we can use array dot filter, and well is an like callback function, like arrow function in first parameter of that function. So we can simply pass uh, like val is greater than 5, so it will provide a new array. And again, talking about find is an like find work as in finding a particular element in a like particular first element. Like suppose if I want to,
Sorry to
yeah,
disturb you, but it's not fine. It's filter.
I have already told you about filter.
Okay,
Filter will, yeah, I'm like next moving forward to find.
okay, okay, fine.
Okay. Find is that like find like if I want to find a particular element in a particular element in a array. So let's suppose that there is an array of, again, number, and I want to there is a two elements of 5, right? Like number 5, and which is in first place and third place. So find
Mhm.
will work for the first place only, uh, right? And not for the next one. And it will return not an array, it will return an only number value over there, the
Mhm.
particular data type which is stored in a array.
And what about reduce?
Okay, reduce works as in for certain condition, like
Mhm.
so let's suppose there is a condition, if I want to get those particular elements in that particular format, so over there we can use reduce.
Okay, okay. And if we differentiate between map and for each, then what are differences there?
Okay, as I told you earlier, for each is also iterate on like value,
Mhm.
but for each will never change the existing array.
Mhm. Okay, okay. Another difference between both?
No, I don't know about that, and that's the only
Okay,
reason I don't know.
okay. And what is the return type of for each?
What's the data type of for each?
Not data type, return type.
Okay, return type, for each return type. okay, in for each, if I return something, it will return the same element of that array, right? And if I not specify the return, it will return undefined. So the
Okay, you mean to say if we want to return any particular array
mhm.
in for each, then we can return it.
Yeah, if let's suppose again, let takes a array of numbers, and in that I have to return if val
Mhm.
is more than 5, so return that val inside of like if condition, so it will give me as an array of the 5 numbers.
Okay, and what about return type of map?
Okay, return type map, like again, if we specify anything inside a map, like return this val, so it will return a like that particular uh, element in that. But if
Mhm.
we don't return anything, it will return as undefined.
Okay, fine. We'll move to the next question. Do you heard about promises?
Yeah, I have like heard about promises.
Why we use that?
Okay, again, as we know, JavaScript is a synchronous work in a synchronous pattern. So if we want to make any function asynchronous, right? So for that we use promises.then.
Okay, and if we want to use promises, can we use the result of that particular promise directly?
Can we use directly?
Hmm?
Okay, like how like what I know, how promises work. Like if we give that dot promise, it will return me as an promise. Like let's suppose I am calling a API through the promises, right? And it will it will wait until the promises returns the result.
Mhm.
So it will move to the background of that particular, and the next things will run. So whenever we'll get the like success from the HTTP call, it will run.
Okay, fine. We'll move to the React questions. Okay. So tell me why we use React?
Okay. Okay, in React there is many things which differs from the another libraries and frameworks.
Mhm.
Like React, first main I think, like in my knowledge, React, the most valuable things in React is an virtual DOM. Like
Okay.
what virtual DOM is do, it will compare the changes in real DOM to the virtual DOM, and
Mhm.
only update the particular changes which is available in like virtual DOM, right? And update to the real DOM. So it will
Okay.
not re-render the whole DOM.
Okay.
So that is the most reason. And there is another reason, which is like use like states, the one of the one of the most valuable thing in React.
Okay. Suppose if we speak about virtual DOM, where it resides,
Sorry,
where it resides, virtual DOM
where it's
resides means where it run.
okay. Okay, in React, virtual DOM runs in a like how can I explain you?
Okay. Does it a part of a code or does it a part of a browser?
No. It's a part of a React and code.
React, you mean to say the code?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you gone through the code of that?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Tell me what are different hooks available in React?
Okay, there are many hooks, like lifecycle hooks, state hook, and I can list you them all, like
Mhm.
use spec, use state, use ref, use reducer, use provider, and use context, use dispatch, and use memo,
Okay.
many more.
So out of these, usually, it's like frequently, which one you will use?
Use state and use effect are most frequent I have used.
Okay. Can you specify use case of use effect?
Okay, as I told you, use effect is an like life cycle hooks of React. So let's suppose there is an uh, there is a three stages of a life cycle in a React. There is a mounting stage, and updating stage, and unmounting stage. So if we want to update something in a mounting stage, so there is an like I will explain you that what is use fact. Use fact is a function which accepts two arguments. Like
Hmm.
first is a callback, and second will be dependency array. In dependency array, the conditioning of that depends on the dependency array. So if we don't provide second argument inside a use fact function, it will run that in each and every render of that particular component. And if we provide empty array dependency, it will run once whenever the component load.
Okay.
And and if we provide any props or state inside a dependency array, so it will run only on updating and like updating of that particular props and state which we have mentioned in the dependency array. And another thing is called cleanup function, which is
Hmm.
like a part of unmounting stage. In that like as I told you, there will be a return function in the first argument, and first argument returns anything that will be the uh, cleanup function of use
Okay.
fact.
Okay. So over here, I would like to ask one question. So let's say there is a use effect, okay, written, and inside the use effect, if you write down the code of use state, does that allow in React?
I don't think so.
Not allowed.
No.
And let's say, suppose there is one use state, okay, there is one use state variable which we are using inside the use effect.
Use state variable.
Yeah, can
Yeah,
we
we can
use?
use.
Okay, and how that behaves in that case? How use state use effect will behave in that case?
It will behave like a normal variable, as
Hmm?
use state is a variable name only.
Okay, and let's say use state is a one counter variable which is means continuously changing, and
Mhm.
if we are using inside the use effect, then in that case,
In that
what
case,
will happen?
it depends on how you are using use effect. Like you are rendering in a like like each and every render of the particular component
Let's say, suppose if we are using use effect without a second parameter.
without second parameter. So like you are running a counter of that like number, right? So
Hmm?
it will surely the increasing and again and again and again, whether you are running that use effect or not. So it will become a
Re-render, you
memory.
mean to say?
Sorry.
You mean to say re-render? It
Yeah,
will re-render.
re-render.
Okay. Okay. And in this case, what is the side effect in this scenario?
This scenario side effect, one side effect I can see that you are just like okay. What one thing I want to ask you that what we are doing with the state use state like counter state in that particular use effect, is we are setting that state, or we are just getting that state?
We are setting that particular state.
Okay, we are setting that particular state. So let's suppose we are setting that particular state, and also we are running the counter of that. So if I set the set the state to the 5 in the use effect, every render will turn to that 5 and remains the constant, that कि जब तक वो चलेगा तब तक वो 5 करता रहेगा उसको, और जो
Mhm.
नेक्स्ट उसका चल रहा है वो प्लस प्लस करता रहेगा अगर प्लस प्लस यूज किया है तो.
Okay, fine. So in this case, suppose let's say there are few side effects, then how we handle in React this side effect?
We can use cleanup function which will prevent from the memory leak of that
Okay. Only one way, or is there any another ways available?
Okay, we can also clean up the counter with the help of set clear time interval by invoking them, and also in return we should do that in
Okay.
clear timeout.
Okay. And how we handle error in React?
Sorry,
Error. How we handle
error in
errors?
React.
Yeah.
Okay, what I'm not understanding what particular scenario you are talking about.
That can be any error. How we handle that errors?
Okay, first of all, any error will will show in a console. So over there we can see there is an error in that particular space.
Yes,
We can
yes,
go and
right.
rectify.
But see, suppose any code is there or any project is there with error, we can't show error to the customers, right?
No, yeah.
We have to handle that, right? We have
Yeah.
to show at some page or some message, error message, correct?
Yeah.
So how we handle that in React?
So there is an if you want to show the error to the end user, so there is a method window.error window.warning warning. This can be triggered, or we can use third-party libraries that like Toaster and all for informing that user you are facing some error. Please try again.
Okay, fine. Ravi, last question from my side. Tell me, what is JSX?
What is JSX? Okay. JSX stands for JavaScript XML, right? JSX basically useful for okay, if I want to write HTML inside a function, so over there JSX plays the role, and in React we always use JSX, but in
Okay.
JSX is different from HTML.
Mhm.
There are some attributes are different, like class and all. So
Okay.
this is a major difference.
Okay, and does browser directly reads JSX?
No. Like over there, I think Babel works the Babel do the work. It's convert the JSX to the HTML.
Okay, fine. Great. So yes, Ravi, I'm done from my side. Over to you, Deep.
Okay, thanks you.
Thank you, Amol. So with this, we come to the end of today's interview session. Do you have any question to any one of us?
No, but I want to ask that how well I perform in this interview.
Yeah, surely we'll give you an extensive feedback as well regarding this interview.
Okay.
So thank you for joining in once again. Have a wonderful day ahead. And we'll start with the feedback session. You can have a glass of water if you want.
Okay, thank you.